We sit on very probably opposite sides of the table on artificial intelligence in general. But you wrote an article, put it on LinkedIn. I read it. It made sense to me. You want to cover that off a little bit?
Yeah, man. So I know I think I'm on the forefront of this, and at least compared to when I talk to other mortgage agents I know, and like how my thinking of where the industry is going. And I like to think about this big picture, what's going to happen next. Now, I think a lot of people are using ChatGPT. Vaughn, I'm going to get that on. I'm going to get you on it eventually. Oh yeah. It's like saying like, oh, I'm not going to use the internet. It's like that old man that like, oh, I'm not going to use this internet thing. Like this is going to go away. Pardon me?
Biggest mistake in my life, using the internet.
It's like, or like having a smartphone. Like we're not going to have, like I had friends that were like, oh, I don't need a phone. I don't need a phone. Well, now everybody has a phone. Everybody's going to have it. It's one of those things that will just silently overtake our lives. And so in one way, what I want to talk about is AI agents. Now, an AI agent is like having basically like a super efficient digital assistant, and basically acts on your behalf. So not just like you giving it like a search engine or like a large language model, like a chat bot, but actually like doing the tasks for you. So think about this. So ChatGPT is like a smart brain you can talk to. So I can give it feedback. I can talk to it. I can say like, hey, act like a coach. I want you to write me an article. It will just go and do those things. Whereas an AI agent, which is basically like that brain, but it's connected to tools. So it's connected to your email, calendars, document systems, and maybe even like lender portals. So it can take action without you actually like lifting a finger. So you can do review down payment documents, review income documents, manually qualify. Hey, this is how much income they have. This is what type of mortgage that would work with. The one that kills me is like, I have to like lie down to like rest up to do this, is like checking bank statements for down payment, going through all those statements.
It is definitely, like, as you lay this out, if there were an AI assistant that could, because some of the clients that I work with have 5, 7, 8 bank accounts between them, and they move them all around. They move it from one to another, to another, to another in order to get to its final destination. And we have to go back, and we have to, in a lot of cases, look at 90 days of history to account for all this money, to make sure none of it's borrowed or other things, right? That this is their own money. And, in most cases it is. But even if the AI could provide the blueprint, I mean, what I do personally, I go through all of the documents, and I make an Excel spreadsheet. This date, this account, the money moved from here to there, to here, to there, to there. And then I can present that to the lender and say, this is the story. Check it on your own. Even if AI could lay that out for me, and then all I have to do is verify it.
Yeah.
I think that's a great use of AI.
And that's exactly where we're going. Like, and not, this isn't something that's like, oh, can we do this like 10 years in the future? The technology is here right now to do it. It's the compliance and the security and the technology of like putting it into our systems that has to catch up, because all of those things are already available to do that. You could put those down payment documents. They could be uploaded, requested automatically, like within seconds, like less than a second, map out exactly what you just said. You can specify the format. Do you want it in an Excel spreadsheet? Do you want a written explanation? It could then go back to the client and say, here's what I'm missing. Or the next step is automatically talking to the client's bank, the banks, to get that information automatically. And that would all be secure. It's already pretty secure, but within Canada, we have our rules on like where information sits, who can access that information. It's a human it's a human barrier at this point. It's not a technology barrier.
Right. I mean, there's definitely concerns with security with anything. Online banking, there's, concerns with security. Like data gets lost, accidentally shared, hacked all the time. So I don't know,
Sure.
like this is way beyond my expertise in cybersecurity to
Right.
whether it's a good idea or not. But let's say that hypothetically it was closed, even if they weren't contacting the banks and doing the extra, even
Sure.
if they were just going through and, you told the software, hey, any transaction of $4,000 or more, 5,000, 10,000, whatever you set the parameters,
Yeah.
you need to show me a 9-month paper trail.
Right.
Even if you can provide me with
90 days.
90 days,
Yeah.
9 months, 3-month paper trail. Even if you can just provide me with what I need to go back to the client with, then I can verify it. Because that's probably the most painstaking part of the mortgage brokering job is the down payment verification.
I completely agree. Down payment, income, and then being able to take that and put it into a format that the lenders are going to want. So if the lenders so imagine this scenario, the lenders have already within our system said, here's the documents that we need. Here's the down payment. We look for, some lenders want to see major deposits of $10,000. Other lenders want to see $3,000. Like there's a bit of gray area. Which one is which? Yeah, there's a ton of gray areas. So we could then have that already laid out where this lender wants this amount of detail. That AI would then put it in that format for a submission to that lender and being able to outline it. Here's how they're packaged. Here's what the documents are named. And then eventually it's just an AI agent on the other side, that lender automatically reviewing things and then maybe having a human to verify that information afterwards. But it takes all of the work out of like all that monotonous like data entry and analysis. That is going away, and that's going to go away really, really soon. It's not something that we're going to be doing. I'm like, I can't wait, to be honest. I can't wait to not look at down payment documents.
Well, the software is there and it's been there for a long time. The implementation of it, implementation of it is probably there in certain areas already that we're not maybe fully aware of yet.
Yeah.
If you look at it like the AI is going to proofread this, then I don't see a problem. If you're like the AI is going to run this start to finish, that's where it gets a little bit hairy for me. It's like, well, what algorithm are they using? AI can create best practices that aren't actually best practices. And once it's written in there as a best practice and the rest of it follows, if you've got like an open source blockchain style, the way that the software is written, you could be in big trouble. One little mistake could cascade into a big thing. But if the AI is proofreading it, if that's how we want to sort of shape it in our minds, then I can't object to that.
Yeah. Well, I think anybody that is in the mortgage business now that sees themselves as fulfillment or just reviewing documents, like that is a job that is going to be phased out, unfortunately. Because we will have technology and we will do it because it's just easier, because it's better, essentially. As a human, I'm going to miss things. I'm going to miss pieces. I'm going to miss documents. It makes my job easier and faster. So it's not just like, for example, like we were talking about this before we got on the air, like pre-approvals, like they're fairly broken when we've just been okay with it up until now. How it usually works is we talk to a borrower, they send us information. They fill out their application, they send us documents. We review all of those documents. We review their credit. And then we essentially hold a rate for them with one of the lenders. The lenders, if they review the notes and if they review the documents, that's actually a step up. Most of them just hold a rate, do not review anything, and it's just a straight rate hold. If they review the application, it's a cursory look. They're not looking at in detail at the credit. They're not looking at any down payment, income, anything like that. And you can't blame them. It's time consuming and it's low yield. Like hardly any of them actually end up turning into deals. Versus like, so we're then giving,
and it's been abused by mortgage agents in the past too, because we have had lenders that will like fully underwrite a pre-approval. And what happens is agents go to those lenders, get it underwritten, and then shop it around once they know it's a safe deal.
Yeah.
So it's not
expensive.
De-incentivizes lenders to actually put that effort forward, which is too bad because we have seen it decline.
Yeah, I agree. And then then us as mortgage agents, brokers, we've reviewed everything. We're going and telling the borrower or the client, somebody who's buying a property, yeah, you should be good for this price point. And then, but we don't have verification from the lender. We have a pretty good idea because we're all professionals and we know what people will be able to afford and what the ratios are, what the gray areas are. But we're asking them to make the biggest major life decision based on a cursory review and a rate hold of their finances. Now, the best of the mortgage brokers, they can do it, no problem. But if you're new and you're missing something, you're growing your business, it's completely possible to miss something and somebody makes a big decision that they're not qualified for. And that's what the AI agents are going to take over.
I mean, that doesn't sound so bad if that's how the AIs are helping out. I guess, we'll see how quickly it ramps up. We'll see what, FSRA and the governing bodies have to do with it. I mean, look, there's another way around this problem, and it's called a financing condition. Because once you have a financing condition, then it will start to get underwritten. And if you miss something, it'll get flagged and you don't really get anybody into trouble. Although, time is money. And you can't be wasting people's time nonstop.
If you have the best rate out in the market right now, and your turnaround times will almost always be longer than what the financing condition is good for. So you're doing a financing condition, 5 days is the norm, but I'll get calls like, hey, can you do this in 2 days? Like, maybe that's possible, but it depends. Are we going to the lender that has the absolute lowest rate? No, because they're going to take 8 days to take a look at your file. They're not going to look at it. Then the condition of financing is unrealistic.
You can't meet it. Yeah. Yeah. That's a really good point. We've had definitely some of the credit unions in the past have offered incredible rates, but their turnaround times are over a week, like 8 days, like you were saying. And back when Toronto was the market on fire, you couldn't put a 8 to 10 day financing condition. The offer wouldn't get accepted.
Yeah. So if you are a lender, you're going to reduce your turnaround times. You're going to reduce the amount that costs you to view those files, right? Because you're not paying people as much. You don't need as many people. You need a handful of the best underwriters and to keep the files moving. And then we're also not waiting for, is this being accepted? Is this happening? Like we're getting into this mode of like, what is this done or not? Like, because we're waiting in a queue for a single person to review these documents. This would all be instantaneous. You can provide then real solid advice and wisdom essentially to your clients based on, hey, this is going to happen. I've got the go ahead. We've already reviewed everything. And that's where, and NVIDIA, I don't know if you heard them, are a chip manufacturer for computer chips. They've said this year is the year of AI agents, which are these agents that are going to do these tasks, interact with our calendars, our emails, and our systems. That's the future. And it's here. It's just a matter of like when it infiltrates full bore into the mortgage business.
Well, Sean says, don't fear the Reaper. I'm not so sure. But But let's put a pin in that for now. That's a good topic to come back to. And as it develops, I think that there's going to be a lot more to explore there as well.
Absolutely.